Having a great Saturday. My name is Angela Petrilli. I'm here with my friends at Fishman for a brand new episode of the Riff Rundown. Today's episode is pre-recorded, but don't worry, we're gonna have a ton of fun here. We're gonna be learning Call Me a Dog by one of my favorite supergroups of the 90s, Temple of the Dog, members of Soundgarden and members of Pearl Jam. We're in this band, and this is such a stunning song written by Chris Cornell, so I'm going to teach you how to play it today. So have your acoustic guitar in standard tuning for this one. I would say this is geared towards my beginners and intermediates, and as always, if you guys are enjoying these lessons, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. It absolutely helps the cause, and if you want to check out all the cool Fishman gear that I use in these lessons, including the RS Spectrum DI and the Fishman Matrix Infinity pickups, go ahead and click the link in the video description below. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. You guys know I like to ask a question before we get into the lesson. So let me know where you're tuning in from and your favorite Chris Cornell song, whether it is from Soundgarden or Audioslave or Temple of the Dog or his solo stuff. I want to know, so put it in the comments. All right, so here we go. Get this guitar tuned up and ready to go. Here's Call Me a Dog by Temple of the Dog. Going through all the parts. We've got a verse, chorus, and a bridge, so I played little parts of each of those. And let's go ahead and get started. So with this song, we jump right into the verse. We don't have an intro. So the verse, we've got, as far as the chords go, we have A minor, G, D, C, C over B, repeated twice. Okay, A minor, D, E, F, then A minor, G, E to E7. So let me show you how to play those chords. So A minor, first three fingers here. If you don't know how to play it, I will show you. Okay, first finger on the first fret of the B string, that is C. Second finger, second fret of the D string, that is E. And then third finger goes on the second fret of the G string, A. So A, C, E, 1, flat, 3, 5 to build that A minor chord. Strum from the E string downward. Now the strumming pattern here. Okay, pretty simple here. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, so that's what's happening in those verses. From there, we're going to go ahead and go to a G chord. So for this, okay, first four fingers. Where's the camera? There's the camera. First four fingers. First finger. Second fret of the A string, B note. Okay, second finger, second fret of the G, or of the E string, which is a G note. Gave it away. And then we have our third finger here on the third fret of the B string, that is D, and then our pinky finger, third fret, high E string, which is G. So G, B, D, 1, 3, 5, G major, there it is. Strum all 6 strings. Just like that. Okay, from there, we're gonna go ahead and play a D major chord. So something I want you to keep in mind when you're switching from G to D. Notice this, it's something I like to call a pivot point between chords. So this third finger is a pivot point between G major and D major. So watch, I can just place this finger here and switch to that D chord. Notice how that is the finger that's in common between the two chords, the pivot point. So why lift up that third finger when you're gonna put it right back? So D major, leave the third finger where it is, okay? First finger, second fret of the G string, A, and then your second finger, F sharp, second fret of the high E string, D, F sharp, A, 1, 3, 5. For D major, there they are. Strum from the D string downward. It's just like that, pretty simple, okay? From there, we're gonna go ahead and go to C. So first three fingers here, C, first finger, first fret of the B string, that's our C note. Second finger is gonna go to the second fret of the D string, that is E, and then our third finger reaching, okay, to the third fret of the A string. With all of these chords I'm talking about, beginners, I'm talking to you, okay? Try to get as close to the fret as you can without touching it. If we're right on top of the fret, and I'm pressing hard here, it's buzzing, it doesn't sound good, but when I move it just a little bit, that's what you want, okay? So get as close to the fret as you can without touching it, okay? So from there we have that C chord, okay, strumming from the A string downward, and then we have a C over B. All we're gonna do here, okay, lift the third finger out of the way, we don't need it anymore. Move that second finger up a string, we should have it land on the second fret of the A string B note. Just like that, beautiful passing chord. So let's put all this together using that strumming pattern we talked about a moment ago, and we're gonna repeat this 2 times. I'll play it just a little bit slower. So here we go, follow along. Again. So that's our verse, okay? Something that you could add, it's something that Chris did when he played this live, for if you're playing that G chord, you could do a little hammer on there with the open A string, and then putting that first finger back on the B note. You could do that too. So that would sound like this. Okay, so something like that you could throw in, okay? So after that, we're gonna go to the next section of this verse. It's gonna be A minor, D, E to F, okay? So we know A minor and D already. From there, we're gonna go to E major. So again, first three fingers, first finger, okay? Placing that on the first fret of the G string, G sharp, second finger, second fret of the A string, B, third finger, second fret of the D string, E. Strum everything. So E major, right? 1, 3, 5, E, G sharp, B. Just like that, okay? Same strumming pattern there too. Next, we're gonna play, the scary, I know a lot of beginners, we don't like this chord, I know, but we're gonna play an F bar chord. I'm gonna walk you through it, okay? First finger. We don't want our finger crooked, okay? We wanna mimic the fret. Okay, so we want to be parallel with the fret. We don't want to be on top of the fret. We want to be as close to the fret as we can without touching it. Now, notice how you cannot see my thumb. My thumb is being used on the back of the neck to help create a good foundation. It is pushing through, okay? Don't like give yourself carpal tunnel and feel like you need to squeeze the guitar neck really hard. You don't need to, but just enough pressure to really allow all of these notes to ring properly, okay? So first finger across all 6 strings. We're gonna get our second finger here, second fret of the G string, that is A. Third finger reaches up to play C, third fret of the A string, fourth finger goes down on the F note, which is on the third fret of the D string. Okay, so we're gonna strum this, all 6 strings. Now, my thumb is playing a very important role in this chord. Notice how if I move it up, see how the chord begins to shrink. We don't want that. And shrivel, we don't want that because it sounds like garbage. We don't want that. So keeping the hand open. Okay, I could probably, hold something in the palm of my hand right now. So keep it nice and open. If it's too closed, it's not going to sound good. So keep that hand open too, having the thumb push in and the fingers push, pretending to push through the fretboard. Just like that, okay? The next part of the verse, we're going to go to A minor, to G. We know these chords, E major, we know that one too. Now the final chord is an E7. All we're going to do here, we're just going to lift up the third finger. That's it, okay? So now we have an E, G sharp, B plus a D note, the flat 7, making it an E7 chord. Okay, so the whole verse sounds like this. I will do the repeat at the top as well. So sounds like this. Follow along. Repeat. Comes that E major to F. Okay, so that's what's happening there. Now we're going to get into our chorus section. So the chorus sounds like this. We leave a lot of room for suspended chords. You'll see that in a moment. So the chorus sounds like this. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So at the top of the chorus, we start with a C major chord. Now, from watching a lot of live versions of Chris Cornell play this, sometimes he chooses to land directly on the C chord. Other times what he does, which is really beautiful too, is he does a C sus2 first. So all that C sus2 is, we have a regular C chord. We all know how to play this. Okay, at least we do now, right? Just lift up the second finger. Beautiful chord. And then you would hammer on that second finger to complete the C major chord. So if you want to start the song that way, awesome. If you just want to start with the C chord and then build up to opening with the C sus2 into the C chord, great. All right, again, when I say in these lessons, I'm a guitar mentor and I plant the seeds, okay? However you want to do that. So after that C major, we're going to do next is we're going to play a C sus4. All that is, keep the C chord as it is, okay? We're going to go ahead and put our fourth finger down on the third fret of the D string, which is F. Another stunning chord. And then we lift, okay, going back to C. So that whole thing will sound like this. Okay, now if that's too much and you just want to do the C to C sus4 back to C, great. Okay, from there we go to G. Now I've seen versions where you can go C, G, a quick change, or if you'd like to do this, is do a C add 9 to G. Great, we can do that too. So that C add 9, I like to think of it as like the little cousin of G major. Notice how the first and second finger, I'm just going to bring them down a string. So second finger should be on the C note, third fret of the A string, and then your second finger should be on the second fret of the D string, which is E. So you can do that too. Or whatever you want. Both sound lovely. So that's what's happening there. Then we have this beautiful, little, tiny line that I just find so simple yet beautiful. And then going into that D major. So that little riff, optional, but he does play it on the acoustic version. You can hear it. It's very faint, but it's there. We're going to have an open A string, second finger, third fret of the A string, C to the open D string, and then right to the D major. Back to an A minor, back to that G to C. And then a nice, beautiful, open E major chord, let it ring. Okay, and this is that chorus. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and play that nice and slowly here. Here we go, follow along. And again, if you're enjoying these lessons, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. It absolutely helps the cause. Here we go, chorus. Riff. Big E major chord. Just like that. So that is our chorus. So after that chorus, we go into a third verse, and then we go into a double chorus. So the double chorus, the first time we play it, we end on that G. Then we repeat, or we end on the final G chord. We don't play that big E chord at the end of the first time of the second chorus. Once we play through the second time, we would play it with that E major, but we're going to strum it. So that will sound like this. I'll play it just a little bit slower, so follow along. Here's the first pass of chorus 2. Now start it over. And strum the E chord. That leads us into our bridge. Okay, it's pretty good stuff, right? Really beautiful song, great chord progressions here. So we're definitely gonna see a lot of cool stuff in this bridge. So I will play through the bridge and the guitar solo part, which was abridged for the acoustic version. If you listen back to the Temple of the Dog version that's on that album, the solo is a little bit longer. But for the acoustic part, it's a little bit shorter. So I'm playing the abridged version. From the acoustic version. All right, so here is the bridge. Or I'll start with that big E chord. To the guitar part. Really interesting chords, aren't they? So let me talk you through it. I had to listen back to a couple of the live versions, like, wait a second, is that an augmented chord? And we're like, pretty sure it is. So check this out. So we have that, so you call me a dog, that's fair enough, right? That's what opens the bridge. So we have the E major to a D chord, and he does this. And it's very quick, but it's there. So all we're doing here is we're playing that D chord, technically a D5. I'm not really playing the F sharp there. I'm getting that second finger, I'm placing it on the third fret, the G string, on that A sharp. And then releasing releasing it, it adds such a beautiful tension. It's so great. It is very quick. If you listen back, you can hear it. It's quick, but it's there. So that's what he's doing there. Now, if you don't like that, you can, or it's too awkward to make that switch, you don't have to do it, but I think it's really cool. That's it. And then we go to an E major, to a G, to a new chord here, another bar chord, and it's a B flat, and it lives right here. Not the easiest chord to play, but again, I'll show you how to play it. We're going to only be using two fingers, our first finger and our third finger, okay? First finger. Again, we don't want it crooked. Keep it, okay, parallel with that fret. Don't be on top of the fret, right next to it without touching it, okay? And again, same rule applies to that thumb, okay? It's creating the foundation. We need that, okay? So don't move it up. It's going to smush the chord, okay? From there, third finger is going to be playing 3 strings. Yes, you heard me right, but trust me, this is a great way to play this chord. Okay, third finger across the third fret of the D string, G string, and B string all at the same time. Yes, I know. Just like that. And with that B flat there. So we have B flat, D, and F. And we're not going to play it too long. We've got down, up. Okay, we're not playing that chord very long. Then we go to that C major. So in context, I know there's a lot of weird chords. We'll play through it. So here we go. Here's the top of the bridge. So that whole part repeats twice. Notice how I went to that D augmented, okay? Go ahead and do that again, shall we? I'll call out the chords this time. E. D. So D augmented. Back to D. E. G. B flat. C. D. Again, let's do that one more time. With the E major. Let's repeat that. Or the B flat, C, there we go. B flat, C, not B, doesn't sound good. No bueno. Let's do that bridge one more time, okay? D, the D augmented, E, G, B flat, C, repeated twice. At the second pass after we play C, let's go ahead and play a D major and an A minor. Again, if you're enjoying these lessons, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. It absolutely helps the cause. Here we go, bridge, start at E. Go E, G, B flat, C, D, to A minor, leading us to our guitar solo. Okay, so the guitar solo, what we're going to do there is A minor, 3, 1, E major, to A minor, back to E major, back to F, to E major, to A minor, to G. That will lead us back into our chorus, okay? So without the commentary, the guitar solo section, acoustic version, sounds like this. into our chorus. That ring and the tune is over. Isn't that beautiful? This is such a great song. So what we're going to do here, I'll go through all the parts again, all right? Going through, I'll call out the verses, I'll call out the chorus, I'll call out the bridge and the solo. All right, just so we can get it under our fingers, and I'll let us know if I need to abridge anything. All right, so here we go from the top verse. Repeat that. A minor to D. Go right into the chorus. So that's chorus 1. Now let's go ahead and do chorus 2, which is doubled. Hang on that G. Now we start the chorus over, C major. Now we're going into our bridge. So you call me a dog. Augmented chord. E, G, B flat, C, D augmented. Repeat that. D major. And here comes the guitar solo. A minor. E major, A minor, E major, F, E, A minor, to G. Let's do a final chorus, C major. Upstroke or downstroke on the E major, whatever you want to do. That's the tune. Great job, everybody. Let me know how everybody did in the comments. This is such a great song, one of my favorite bands out of the 90s. Again, if you're enjoying these lessons, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. It absolutely helps the cause. As always, wishing you so much success on your musical journeys. And also, something very cool that happened this week. I was mentioned on CBS Morning News. It was so cool. There's a great little segment on women and guitar, and just awesome. So thank the people at CBS and thanks all of you.